Hello, I'm Davina William and welcome to Nzone Focus. On the program this week, Brad Mills finds out about the Kiwi connection to a micro-franchising project in Cambodia. I talked to two volunteers who run kids camps here in New Zealand for children working through issues of trauma.
I find that because God has restored my life, it is so very easy to teach the message of hope.
And we catch up with New Zealander Rachel Hughes about her life in Vladivostok with Living Hope. In a country of more than 15 million people, projects which offer a hand up, out of poverty, are welcomed. Kiwi couple Jared and Hannah Wakefield saw the need for such a project in a small Cambodian village south of Phnom Penh while spending time in that country in 2009. Several years later, their idea became a reality and the village project was underway. Brad Mills met up with Jared Wakefield in Cambodia to learn more about Catalyst micro-franchising.
Tell us how you got involved in Cambodia from the beginning. When did you first come up here?
We were actually travelling in Thailand and we felt it on our hearts that we should come to Cambodia and actually do something to help the poor people. With Cambodia being one of the poorest countries in the world, so we actually bought our tickets before we knew anything about the country, and we turned up here and then we travelled the country looking for some people that we could help. We came to Chuk and met Rachna, who runs a school here, and he took us around some of the local villages. We went to village after village after village and they had nothing. They didn't even have any food, and we thought, how can we leave these people without even giving them some rice to eat? After that experience, we went back up to Phnom Penh and we just thought, we need to do something about this. We need to put some serious thought into how we can help these people, and these are the really poor people, how we can help them in the long term. The next step from there, we actually went back down to Chuk and we filled a van up full of water filters and we raised some money and we bought some educational books and pens and other bits and bobs for the kids, and we went down and we distributed those. And we had a bit of money left over, so we thought that perhaps we could use the money for small loans, and we actually lent some money to about 15 people and set them up with some microloans.
So for the average Cambodian that you're wanting to help, how bad is the poverty here? What are they living on every day?
A lot of the clients that we lend money to would earn around about $1 a day. But the target that we target are the 35% of Cambodians that earn less than 61 cents a day. They have no food security, they can't afford to educate their children, and they have no access to health care.
So tell us about Catalyst microloans. How does it work?
I guess it works with where you start at, and when we were out at the villages, it seemed very clear to me that they needed a business that they could generate income from. They needed coaching, so somebody could educate them on how to run the business. And then they also needed the capital. Basically set up a chicken raising business with 3 Nations chickens, so they were a commercially bred chicken. And we developed the business and we tried the business and trialled the business in Chuk to see if we could raise the chickens successfully. And it was during the course of actually running the program and testing it that we discovered about the next stage of aid development, which is called micro-franchising. So micro-franchising takes the next step from microcredit, which is just lending people money, and you actually give people a proven business that you can systemise, you give them free coaching, and you give them the credit. What it actually means is that the 20% of the population that the microcredit doesn't reach, so the poorest people, we can actually go to and actually give them a successful business, and they can work their own way out of poverty.
So we can see the chickens here behind us. Tell us how your clients go about setting up these chicken coops.
We lend them 100 New Zealand dollars, but we don't give them the money, we actually provide them with the goods. So we provide them with the commercially bred chickens, we provide all the chicken feed, we provide a vaccination program, and then we also provide them with the materials to build their own chicken coop. They pay for those materials, but they then build their own chicken coop to our specifications. And then we also have a full program where we teach them how to raise the chickens and how to look after the chickens.
So you've set a lot of this up from New Zealand. Do you have really good connections and people here on the ground in Cambodia, managers that are running this for you?
We actually developed the whole program while we were based in New Zealand. We have got a very talented young Khmer lady, Charia She is our manager in Cambodia, and we've just worked with her to develop the programs.
Through this kind of job, I can help poor people with support from Jurat, and I can learn from what I'm doing.
So tell us how an ordinary day works for you.
I have schedule to visit each family, and if they have problem or if they finish their chicken feed, I have to deliver to them. I love working with people, especially when I come to meet and talk to them and share what's happening with them.
In this local village, we've got 11 micro-franchisees, and so that's 11 chicken coops, and they start off with 34 chickens, and they work through 7 cycles over 12 months. Each cycle they get to keep half of their profit for food, and then we put the rest of the money back into buying more chickens each cycle, so they can grow with their economy of scale. The amazing thing with it is that at the end of the first 12-month period, they can have 4 to 6 months of additional income from what they would normally have had previously.
What is your dream and your vision for the future of Catalyst Microloans?
Within 5 years, we'd like to be in a position where we could be helping around about 9,000 people in the main within the family networks working their way out of poverty. So we're talking about over 600 loan groups.
And how can people back home get involved with the work that you're doing here?
We've actually set up the program so that everybody can be involved. You can be involved, and it can cost you less than the cost of 2 cups of coffee at your local cafe in New Zealand. So you can lend $100, and that's enough for one family in Cambodia to work their way out of poverty. And at the end of the loan cycle, we give you your money back, just less the bank fees for receiving and giving you the money back and the loan losses. So that money that you could get back would be somewhere over $92 potentially. So that's the loan, and it's quite different to other charitable programs where you actually have to donate your money. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to empower people so they can actually choose how they can be involved. So you can choose to lend the money to help a family work their way out of poverty, or you may like to provide a coaching donation of $25, and that just helps to pay for the coaching program. Or you may just like to donate some money to help us.
Brad Mills with that story, and you can find out more information about the project on catalystmicrofranchising.org. Still to come, Kiwi volunteers helping young people work through the trauma of abuse. That's next.